are you looking for? And let's turn it over to Coach Wren. Obviously, you're looking for guys that can win you a national championship again, but what do they look like?
Yeah, I think when it comes to us recruiting, there's a lot of different ways that happens. We've already talked social media is a big part of that. Obviously, working with some of the scouts and just trying to put together a list of names in which we're going to filter through to be able to put together this next class. And so, obviously for us, and with us making this transition to Division I, we'll certainly change some things, but not totally. We're looking for guys with a tool set, with tools that we can develop. And junior college baseball exists as a developmental stage in a player's life. And so our job is to help you get from A to B. And so the whole reason we exist is for the developmental piece. And so we want to take a kid that has some tools, some athleticism. Maybe they're showing 2 or 3 different types of tools that we can help develop and clean those up to where they're ready for the next level. And so depending on the position, depending on what our needs are at that point, depending on positions, we're looking for athletes. And that comes in a variety of ways, but we're looking for guys that we think can come in and that we can project to get better a year or 2 down the road.
Good. Let me give you. Let's play through a little scenario here for these players and parents. You're talking with Coach Bowers over there from the Dodgers. You're looking for a catcher. You're looking for let's just take any position. You're looking for a specific position. He tells you, he gives you some names about some guys in Dallas or Houston, San Antonio, Austin. You make the trip. You're headed out there to go watch them play, whether it's with their high school team or it's during the summer in a select tournament that might be going on. What are some things that could cross that guy off the list in a hurry?
Yeah, so obviously we're really, really fortunate because we get to pick and choose who we want to play for us. And so Clint was to put me on a couple of names. That's going into a list of a lot of names that we're trying to filter through and trying to find the next Apaches and the guys that fit our program. And so we're very specific on the guys that we want to represent our colors. And so we only have, like, let's say, we're only going to have 2 shortstops in our program. So as we're trying to pick and choose which 2 shortstops we want to represent, obviously we want those guys to be really good baseball players, but beyond that, how are they going to represent our program? How are they going to represent their teammates? And so by watching them play, not only how they carry themselves, how they dress, how they treat their teammates, what are they doing in the dugout? Are they sitting by themselves? If they struck out, are they sulking down at the end of the bench? Are they right back up there? Because this is a team game. And so obviously we were putting together this profile. And so we want talented players. We want the 100-mile exit velo guys. Those are great to have. But at the end of the day, the culture in which we're trying to create, and when you start talking about winning a national championship, and I think, and it's not even baseball, just sports in general, is the best team doesn't always win. The most talented team doesn't always win. And so for us, is we're looking for separators. So a national champion doesn't look like everybody else. So what makes that team stand apart? And so in the same token is what separates you from everybody else. And so not only do we talk about those separators a lot in our program, but in the recruiting process, what separates this catcher from that catcher? And a lot of times it's not the exit velo, it's not his 60 or his pop time. A lot of times it happens to be through the cross-checking with coaches and scouts and whatnot is, man, what's the work ethic look like? What's the character? Is he an athlete? Does he have the ability to adapt, adjust? All these things are things that we put into consideration so that we're putting the best team together, not only talent-wise, but that we know is going to be better when they leave our program. And
No, that's well said. Thank you, Coach. And I think you said it, you hit it right on the nail when you talked about character and being a good teammate. Gentlemen,